Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on a massive free game offer, one of the best free game offers of the year from your favorite storefront in the Epic Games Store. So I know you guys are excited about that. So we'll talk about that. On top of that, we've got some great new Humble Bundles and some deals on newly released titles and upcoming games. Look, the next couple of months, if you're the kind of guy that picks up new games, they're gonna absolutely eviscerate your wallet. However, our friends at Green Man Gaming are coming in clutch, and they're gonna have a lot of the quality titles discounted, so we'll cover that at the end of this video. But right off the bat, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, the Platinum Edition, typically $80. I mean, it goes on sale all the time, but its MSRP is $80. It is available free. Sid Meier's Civilization 6 Platinum Edition is the perfect entry point for PC gamers who have yet to experience the addictive gameplay that has made Civ one of the greatest game series of all time. You get Civilization 6, the Viking Scenario Pack, the Poland Civilization and Scenario Pack, Australia Civilization Pack, Persia Civilization Scenario Pack, Nubia Civilization and Scenario Pack, Indonesia Civilization and Scenario Pack, Rise and Fall expansion, and the Gathering Storm expansion. All of that is available for free. Yes, it's available for free. This isn't the highest end edition of Civ 6. There is the Anthology, which is typically $100. But guess what? Get the Platinum Edition. Check it out for yourself. I played Civ quite a lot back in the day, but I never got into it. Like, I know people that have spent thousands of hours into these games, and not really my cup of tea as far as that's concerned. However, if you want to check out Civ 6, you can right now. It seems like most people that I talked to, Civ 5 was the one that they got really into, but nevertheless, free is free, so go check out Civilization 6, available over on the Epic Game Store. And next week, we'll have Legion TD2, so yeah, you'll be able to check that out next week. Alright, moving on from that, we got some new Humble Bundles that I want to cover. The Devil May Cry Devil Trigger Collection Bundle. Now, it is $20, which, is still good value, but $20 for a Humble Bundle is a little bit on the pricier side. But you get Devil May Cry the HD Collection, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, Devil May Cry 5 and Virgil DLC, DMC Devil May Cry. All that for $20 is still pretty good, given that DMC Devil May Cry goes for $7.50, Devil May Cry 5 and Virgil goes for, on sale, $7.50, Devil May Cry 4 goes for $7.50, and then Devil May Cry HD Collection I actually think goes for like $9.89. So do some math. If you were to buy all of these individually, you would end up paying like $32. You get it here for $20, which I think is pretty good, all things considered. You can get just the Devil May Cry HD Collection and DMC Devil May Cry for $10, which actually might be the route a lot of you guys end up going, because I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably own Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 5, just because, people have talked up that game. It seems like that game is just one that everybody knows about. You might not own Devil May Cry HD Collection nor DMC Devil May Cry. Those are two that, Devil May Cry HD Collection is a collection of a lot of PS2 games, and DMC Devil May Cry was a Devil May Cry game done by Ninja Theory, not really a part of the Devil May Cry canon universe, but still a worthwhile game to play through. I talk up DMC Devil May Cry more than most people. I totally get why people had their issues with it, especially with the redesigned Dante. Let's be honest, the redesigned Dante wasn't like the most appealing thing in the world. However, if you just assess it as a standalone action game, which really is what you should be looking at that game as, it's a pretty good game, all things considered, and I would still say it's a worthwhile playthrough. Obviously, none of these games are super lengthy. You can start them over, like on a Friday and be done with them by a Sunday if you just go and play them for a few hours a day. So, worthwhile games for sure. The $10 tier is pretty good, and the $20 tier is obviously good if you don't have anything. Devil May Cry 4 is also a decent game. It's just going to be dated, much like the titles in the DMC HD collection, but what can you do? They're games from the 2000s, early to late 2000s, so there you go with that. We do have the gear up for Borderlands 4, Borderlands X Wonderlands Bundle. This bundle would be really good for the $16 tier if you had the DLC with these games. You don't have the DLC with Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3, which that seems to be the 2K Games and Gearbox MO, where it's like, hey, we'll give you Borderlands 2 for free. Hey, we'll put Borderlands 3 on sale for, what was it, like $3 or whatever? But you won't get all the DLC. If you really want all the content, pay up, sucker! Which, that's the case here as well. Although, you do get the Tiny Tina Wonderlands Chaotic Great Edition, which is nice for 16 bucks. You get new Tales from the Borderlands, Tales from the Borderlands, the original, Borderlands 3, Borderlands 2 VR, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, and Borderlands the Game of the Year Edition Enhanced. You do get the Borderlands 1 DLC with the Game of the Year Edition Enhanced, so congrats with you on that, but, a bummer as far as not getting the DLC on Borderlands 2 and 3. Borderlands 3, that's like why that game is hard to recommend. It's because if you want all the content, it's still like $25. That's gonna be the same case with Borderlands 4 because they're gonna release a billion DLC packs for that game as well, and to really get all that content, even if you end up waiting like 5 to 6 years, you're gonna have to be paying like $30 for it. And hopefully with Borderlands 4 coming out, patient gamers are really gonna get the W, and Borderlands 3 with all the content is finally gonna go for like 10-15 bucks. That would be ideal, but nevertheless, there you go with that. You still have some other good tiers. The $11 tier isn't that bad. You eliminate Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, but you still get everything else. And then the $8 tier, I mean, if you have nothing Borderlands related, that's not too bad either. You got Borderlands 3, Borderlands 2 Pre-Sequel, and Game of the Year Enhanced. Borderlands 2 VR is in there as well. Borderlands 2 VR is kind of a wash. If you can take advantage of that, that still goes for a pretty hefty price point, so that's pretty good from a value standpoint, but nonetheless, a decent bundle, not a great bundle given the lack of DLC, but what can you do? These things happen, and if the DLC was included, like, honestly, I would rather this bundle be like $22 and just include all the DLC. I mean, they probably wouldn't do that again. They probably realized that, hey, let's get these games let's get these games in their libraries, and then hopefully they like them enough to buy the DLC as well. But, yeah, when you have as much DLC as Borderlands 3 does, the base game becomes so valueless to me because you're just missing so much content. In reality, you can still have some fun with the base game, of course. It's not like the DLC is gonna 2x or 3x the content output, but you just want all the content. It's more of like just a pet peeve of mine. It's like, oh man, I gotta get the base. I can get the base game super cheap, but I also want the DLC. Maybe it's a psychological game where they actually get people to end up buying the DLC, and it's pretty smart from their standpoint. I don't know, but yeah, there you go with that. Lastly, I do want to go over some deals over at our good friends at Green Man Gaming. Robocop Rogue City Unfinished Business just dropped. That is 20% off for $24. You can go check that out. Robocop is still on sale on Steam for $5. Go play the original, then play Unfinished Business. Next month, we've got a lot of major releases coming out. Mafia the Old Country is 16% off for $42. Very excited for this. Excited about the fact that it's more of a linear focus game, which is totally up my alley. Definitely look out for that, and that's going to be a big release. And you know, I'm all about a more compact 12-hour experience, which I expect Old Country to be. And then Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is 26% off for $51.79 for XP members. Digital Deluxe Edition will be 26% off for $59.19. The Digital Deluxe does give you the 48 hours of early access, so that's going to be a big thing. You do get some other in-game items. Pre-purchase it, and you get the uniform, the white tuxedo. That is available just via in-game progress as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, you've got Civ 6 Platinum Edition available for free. Go check that out. DMC bundle, the Devil Trigger bundle, a pretty good bundle. The Borderlands 4 bundle is good, just the DLC is missing, which is a bummer. And then Robocop Rogue City Unfinished Business, Mafia the Old Country, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Some great stuff all around there. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.